show, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm Megyn Kelly. So, in the news today, space aliens may be coming, and I am dressed for success with the mothership. I don't know about the rest of you. Yes, you've got your sparkles on. You've got your blinking lights. We're good. The rest of you, you're just going to have to hold on to the coattails. We're going to have a full report for you on what the heck that thing is above us. But we begin this morning on a serious note with new developments into the investigation into allegations of inappropriate sexual behavior against Matt Lauer. As you know, Lauer was fired from his long-term job as host of the Today Show last month after an NBC employee accused him of sexual misconduct. Now the lawyer representing that NBC employee is speaking out. This as another woman comes forward accusing Lauer of inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace. NBC's Stephanie Gosk has more.
In his 20 years at the Today Show, Matt Lauer had become one of the biggest names in the media world. But it took one woman coming forward with her story, according to NBC News, and roughly 24 hours later, he was gone. Her attorney, Ari Wilkenfeld, spoke with us exclusively.
She showed her face, she gave her name, she told her story, and at the conclusion of the interview, she was asked, "What do you want?" And she said, "I want you guys to do the right thing. And also, I'd like you to maintain my confidentiality."
What was it like emotionally for her?
I think it was difficult, like it is for all victims of sexual harassment. It's scary. And that's why many women want to have those meetings and then want to go home, close their door, and never be heard from again.
Does she live with this fear that she's going to be found out?
My client is terrified, and she does live in constant fear that people are going to, track her down and figure out who she is. And she feels badly for the many other women who are suspected of being her, who are also being hounded and harassed.
Little has been made public about his client's relationship with Lauer, but according to NBC executives, the misconduct began during the 2014 Sochi Olympics. Wilkenfeld says NBC hasn't done enough to protect her identity.
Can you be more specific on where they've fallen short?
I can say that NBC has a duty to maintain confidentiality. That means to maintain secrecy over her name and to hold to themselves the details of her story. And they have not done a good job of doing that. They know exactly what they've done, and they need to stop.
In a past statement, Wilkenfeld wrote that NBC acted quickly and responsibly. An NBC News spokesperson said the network has protected the employee's anonymity all along and will continue to do so.
There's a hunt underway to figure out who she is, and I think that's going to have a chilling effect on other women who might want to come forward and tell their stories.
Wilkenfeld would not specify how NBC failed to keep his client's identity secret.
She's been incredibly brave, and she's helped protect the other women who work at NBC. She's also shined a light on the different ways women can come forward.
Do you think that we are at an inflection point right now for our society?
I really hope so, and I hope we have the ability to go beyond outrage and beyond takedown jobs to actually fundamentally altering the way our culture works and the way that our workplace culture works. I think men need to step forward. They need to start protecting women in the workplace when they see them being harassed.
And this morning, another woman has come forward, the first to do so publicly. Addie Zanone, a former production assistant for the Today Show, says she had a month-long sexual relationship with Lauer in 2000, right before she was about to leave the company. She says Lauer began sending her flattering messages she printed out. Then he invited her to his dressing room. It was a consensual encounter, Zanone first told Variety. But she was 24 and he was one of the most powerful men in the company. Even though my situation with Matt was consensual, I ultimately felt like a victim because of the power dynamic. NBC News declined to comment on the Variety story. Matt Lauer has been terminated by NBC for inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace.
And Stephanie joins me now. Stephanie, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
He feels that too much was leaked about this first accuser whose story ultimately got Matt fired. What has NBC said in response to that?
NBC has said that they have done everything that they can to protect her identity. You know, I pushed the lawyer on this issue because he wasn't specific with us on what NBC had done. He didn't, and this was in his words, he said he didn't want to dust off the trail. But you can really tell in our interview with them how concerned he is about his client and this effort to find out who she is.
It's been widely reported that something happened between Matt and this woman at the Sochi Olympics coverage. That was the first instance, and that things went from there. And so, you know, there is a question about how do we know that? How do we know that? That hasn't been officially put out there by anybody.
Well, NBC executives have said, and they've held meetings, and it has been confirmed that it was 2014 and Sochi. And although it's a large group from NBC that goes to the Olympics, not just with the Today Show, but with sports and all of our entities, it does narrow the pool, for sure.
It narrows the pool, right. What about now this new accuser, Addie Zanone? She admits that it was consensual. But just so you know, production assistant is very low on the totem pole. I mean, it's basically
intern production assistant.
Right. So she's very young. She's about to leave the company. She's got the top line messages from him. What kind of reaction is she getting online?
If you go to Variety's website and see the comments, she is just being absolutely lambasted by people. And the criticism, and some of you may share this, the criticism is in her 20s, she should understand the ramifications of a sexual relationship with someone. She bears some responsibility for what happened.
He was newly married when he began that relationship.
Yeah, and what I would say to that is, I think that's right. I think there is some responsibility shared. But I think what people need to consider as well is that people in their 20s that enter particularly a complicated workplace like this one, they have absolutely no understanding of what the ramifications of their actions are going to be. For a woman in particular, to choose to have that affair, a mistake. She looks back on it, that was a mistake. She should have said no, perhaps. Maybe she's thinking that. That's going to be something that, especially if she stayed here, that lives with you as a woman in the workplace throughout your career. It can, at times, define you. It can mean you get sidelined. It could mean you leave the industry altogether. And I would suggest to people who are critical of her to also think about someone who's been in the business and has that power in this business.
Right.
That person also has a much better understanding of those ramifications, and to not take those into consideration, I think, is reckless.
She talks about how she was traumatized by what happened when it ended and how he behaved as the National Enquirer started to follow her around as this young 20-something-year-old, and she called him for help, she alleges, and received none. I'm amazed still, Stephanie, that even in the wake of all we've seen in the Me Too movement, the focus immediately goes to her, okay? It immediately goes to her. Why isn't the focus on him? He had the power. What she alleges is that he was calling her into his dressing room and elsewhere at NBC News and having sex with her. It's not to say she couldn't have made a better decision, but why do we always look at the woman and say, you needed to behave better? Why aren't we looking at him in response to this story and saying, you had power, you abused it, you had no business doing that at the workplace or to a PA? I
think NBC has done that. I think you're absolutely right, but I also would say, I think NBC has done that here.
Not NBC. I'm talking about the commentators.
Yes, and in the comments, that point has to be raised, and that is really the conversation, I feel like, having done so many stories on this, that is really the focus. We can all agree assault is wrong. It is criminal. But we also have to address this gray area. Is this the way that we want our workplaces to be? Does this create an equal playing ground for men and women, especially as they start out?
Right. And when you have enormous power at a workplace, you know it. You know it. And you know the position you're putting a young person in when you ask them to do anything, never mind come on to them and want them to meet you in the dressing room and so on. Anyway, there's more to this story. I'm sure we'll get to it. Stephanie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.